I'm gonna go ahead and keep it a buck and say that Storyfire had a lot of potential. I supported it over the summer because I thought that it had a lot of different avenues to go. I thought it could be an actual competitor, or at least a smaller competitor to YouTube. And I like the aspect of writing your own stories. I wanted to write a story called Rick and Bulma, which was hypothetical fan-made adventures between Rick from Rick and Morty and Bulma from Dragon Ball. I thought that would have been a cool story to go on. And so I jumped on there. I applied to make videos and applied, and heard nothing back. It wasn't until much later on that I realized that Storyfire, since it was made by a huge YouTuber and one that is solely focused on pranks and like the stuff that gets you popular on YouTube, like pranks and commentary, all that stuff, I realized that it was really meant only for him and his friends or people that he knew that were ginormous YouTubers, a place for them to go and promote their own videos. And smaller channels, smaller YouTubers really didn't, or smaller Storyfire tubers really didn't have a shot at, you know, developing an audience on there unless you brought it with you. That's the honest truth about Storyfire, as well as the fact that not everybody can upload videos, and they market it as everybody can upload videos. So that should have been an underlying statement that showed that they weren't on the up and up. A few weeks ago, it was announced that Storyfire, because it couldn't get any funding, was going to go under. It was going to shut down, and there was a last day. And this honestly was touted as being realistic, that this was real, this was a real shutdown, and everybody, the big Storyfire creators, they were saying goodbyes, and they even had a lot of sending off messages at the end of Storyfire's supposed lifespan. And I was sad to see it go. I mean, if they would have allowed everybody to upload videos, then it would have become more popular. But having only huge YouTubers upload videos, it manipulates the growth for certain channels on Storyfire and really hampers the growth of other channels on Storyfire. So I was sad to see it go, but I thought that maybe if they can get some more funding, they could change some of these things and make Storyfire a place for everyone. And that is when the last day, the creator of Storyfire came out with a video saying that Storyfire is saved. And I was like, oh shit, they must have gotten some funding. He was on Twitter talking about a new huge announcement, how he's so excited, all this stuff. So I thought, yes, Storyfire is here to stay. Then I watched the video, and it became very, very clear to me early on in that video that it was fake. The video seemed disingenuous. The acting in the video was questionable, and just the drama, the forced drama in the video was like unrealistic. And the moment that I was like, okay, I had to stop watching was when he was talking about getting funding. He realized he could get funding, and this clip right here was like, okay, this is some fake ass bullshit, and I was completely turned off.
He's offered to throw some cash in, and I actually want to throw some cash in, and I want to make you an equal partner if you take the video down and you publicly apologize, because we both broke our backs. Me, literally, you financially.
What are you talking about? Are you serious
what?
Right now? Are you serious?
I am serious, dude, but I need something from you.
How legitimate is the offer on the table?
It's on the, he sent a contract this morning, like just a high level, what it could look like. The funds could probably hit the bank within 24, 36 hours, along with my funds, to keep this going. Because I am having trouble hitting the off button. But I'll need commitment from you, man.
Are you kidding me? Bro, seriously, the last second, like, for real.
So as you guys can tell, that clip was very, very disingenuous, fake, reality TV show wise. And it's not just me saying this. The dislike ratio on that video itself tells you everything that you need to know. And the comment section in that video is a lot of people are calling Storyfire out. A lot of big YouTubers, ones that I've never met before, which I always like seeing brand new YouTubers, like the check marks, the ones that I, never seen before. I always like seeing them in comment sections because I always check out their channel to see what they do and who they are. But there are so many on there that are talking about how this feels bad, this feels disingenuous, how could you lie to so many people? Because in reality, because this seems fake as fuck, he and Storyfire lied to millions of people And the people that were on Storyfire that were basically saying goodbye and spending all their currency on Storyfire because they thought it was leaving, that just shows you what happens when you get one of these fake reality YouTubers to create a platform that is trying to rival YouTube. You get drama, you get fake stakes, you get clickbaited into thinking that the site is going to be turning off so everybody has their attention on Storyfire, and then they miraculously, quote unquote miraculously, get some funding. And honestly, if he never made that video, if he was just posting on Twitter that he got some funding, nobody would be talking anything about it, nobody would be saying anything about it. They'd be like, oh cool, that's awesome, Storyfire is back. But when you watch the video, and I'm gonna leave a link to the video, when you watch the video, you could tell that it's just so forced fake that Storyfire was never going down. And if it didn't get any funding, then they knew that they could get funding on the last day and make it a huge big story, like an underdog story. And again, it just feels like we've been clickbaited into believing that Storyfire was ending. Now, the biggest issue in my opinion, and this is the reason that I really don't want to be on Storyfire that much, or maybe I want to be on there more so I can call this shit out because nobody else is that if YouTube fucks up on YouTube, you'll have thousands of videos talking about how YouTube has fucked up. The problem is that on Storyfire, because it's created by a YouTuber and it's much smaller, there's this hive mind of sheep on there that they either A, know it was all fake and they don't care. They're just like, oh, well, you know, it was fake. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to be the biggest one on this channel and on this site, and fuck y'all who, you know, spent all your blaze and all this stuff and were duped into thinking this place was going to go down. That's basically one attitude you get. Or the other one where you genuinely get people being like, oh, great, they're back. I'm so happy. I don't want to get rid of my Storyfire account, which is a positive way to be, honestly, because that's how I was before I watched the video. I was excited that it was remaining, and hopefully people would get the option of being able to upload videos, such as myself, because I like uploading videos. I don't know where I would be if I didn't upload videos. So that is the consensus you have right now on Storyfire, and it just seems like people there are either, you know, trying to not really think about how fake this is, or how fake this was, how much of a publicity stunt this was, or they know and they just don't care. And so, yeah, it's kind of weird to see that kind of hive mind on there when YouTube doesn't have that at all. And I guess that's one of the benefits of YouTube, that not everyone is going to agree, and because YouTube is a corporation, faceless almost, that you can kind of critique it whichever way you want. But because Storyfire is made by one creator, people are basically there licking his boots because it is the site that they are on, and maybe they have a huge following on it. So I may stick to Storyfire, I don't know yet. It's all going to be whether or not I get access to videos, which, you know, being so critical on Storyfire, I may not get access to anything at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if my account got shut down, you know, on its own because of me being against it, against this whole publicity stunt, against this whole fakeness on it being so shady. Anyway, let me know in the comments below if you guys are even on Storyfire or know anything about Storyfire, and what your thoughts are on this situation. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.